What's going on, guys? Your boy Joe Shake72 coming to you guys with a video right now. Just want to go over, like, when preseason comes this year, in a few months when we're watching preseason, get prepared that a lot of these starters are not going to be playing in this preseason. And we kind of had that problem this past year because our whole entire offensive line, starter-wise, did not even play together for one preseason game because people were out, they were in, they were out, they were in. Don't expect a lot of guys to be playing. Michael Kendricks had surgery. Brandon Graham just had surgery today. Derek Barnett will be fine. He had surgery right after the Super Bowl. Timmy Jernigan's going to be out. But everybody can literally come back week 1. But as you saw, the examples with Sidney Jones, not even playing until week 7, week 8, or he was cleared week 7, week 8, and then they didn't play him until week, the last game of the year against the Cowboys. They're not forcing players to play. I understand that preseason is important, but for the starters, it's not important. You know what I mean? Like, we know that they're starting. We know that they're going to play. I mean, the practice is great during preseason, but the first game, you're going to get a few snaps. The second game, you're going to get maybe a little bit more than a quarter. And then the third game, you're going to have a dress rehearsal, which is the starters played for a whole half, which didn't even happen last year. And then the fourth game, all the fourth stringers are playing mostly the whole game. Like, the players I want to see on the field this year are the depth guys, like all the guys at linebacker, Corey Nelson and Paul Worlow, and then now you got this new guy now we just signed from the Falcons, and then you got guys at safety, you know what I mean? Then you got guys at not safety. What the fuck am I talking about? All the running backs. At least some of the backup running backs, we're going to see playing in the preseason. And there's a lot of guys at the offensive line that are going to be playing backup role-wise. A lot of depth guys are going to be playing. So guys that are competing have to play in preseason, of course. It's all about the practice. But, we could start with a few positions. We could start with quarterback-wise. I don't think Carson Wentz is going to play a whole bunch. I think Nick Foles will play more than Carson Wentz. They got 2 more camp arms, 2 more quarterback camp arms. I forgot their fucking names, but, we're pretty much... it sucks when you have a third, fourth-string quarterback in there, and you want to the quarterback has to give these guys a good look. I'm expecting Mike Wallace to get some reps in preseason at least. I'm not going to go crazy with him, but I want to see how he looks, how he's been, how he's going to look in this offense. But it's going to be hard to tell. You can only base players on their individuality when they're on the field, because as a team, like, if good players are playing with a lot of bad players, then it's not going to look great. But it's good to see individually what they can do. Because I know between, Brandon Graham had a sprained ankle, like, after the Raiders game, and he needed to get surgery, and no report came out. And then finally, the news today was Brandon Graham was, getting surgery. So, a lot of guys getting surgery. Timmy Jernigan, Derek Barnett, Michael Kendricks had ankle surgery. Like, it took a toll on us. It did. Like, between all these injuries that happened, guys were getting hurt, and guys were just bumping through it. And they knew how important this past year was. And then we got the Lombardi Trophy to Philadelphia, finally. So when it comes to the preseason, it's going to be a lot of depth guys playing, and, I don't see a lot of these starters going in. Depends. Very few starters. Maybe just get a few snaps here and there. The offensive line will get a few snaps. Guys that have gotten surgery or Doug Pederson doesn't want, besides the guys that had surgery, Carson Wentz is probably not even going to play. Timmy Jernigan's probably not going to play. There's a whole bunch of guys that are probably... Chris Maragos probably isn't going to play a whole bunch. Darren Sproles is definitely probably not going to play at all in preseason. I highly doubt it. So there's a whole lot of stuff, a whole lot of things that, can come out of the wire. But don't expect too much in preseason. What we're going to be looking at in preseason are what we're going to really expect and really look at is these guys that we drafted. Okay, that's number one. Number two, the guys that are undrafted. Like Josh Adams and freaking Jeremy Reeves and all these other guys that we Maddox and all these other guys that we can. I want to see what Josh Sweat can bring to the table. Will they move him to linebacker? Will they keep him at the end, see what he can do? I'd say keep him at the end, see what he could do, and then, see what happens. Because he was actually practicing with the linebackers, too. So I don't know if they're trying to figure him out, see what he plays better at. So we'll see what happens with that. It could be wrong. Who knows? You know what I mean? I just kind of speculate on what can go on. But when it comes to Doug Pederson being cautious of his roster, he will keep them out in the fucking preseason. Nobody will be playing. It will be like it'll be a backup fest. Backup to drafted to undrafted preseason players, personnel. So there's a whole bunch of stuff that goes into it, but don't expect, even I would expect Sidney Jones to maybe get a few snaps, I would think. I mean, it's only fair because he's only been waiting so damn long. He played one game last year at the end of the year when he was already cleared week 7 or week 8. Sidney Jones coming back into the mix now, which is, I'm really excited about that. I know it's early to talk about the preseason because we're not even there yet, but trust me, once, time flies by, we will get to the preseason eventually. It will come quick. I can't wait to watch it. So it should be exciting. So we'll see what happens, but there's a whole bunch of stuff that goes into it. So I mean, we're not even gonna have joint practices this year. I think because we're playing the Patriots, I don't think that Doug wants to practice with the Patriots. I think they're the second game. I'm not sure because I think you practice with them week 2 or 3. I forgot when the joint practices are. But I don't think Doug wants to practice with the Patriots, which I told you, I was like, why isn't there going to be joint practices? And I said to myself, oh, well, if we're playing the Patriots for that week, could be why. I can understand why. And I wouldn't even – we're going to have so many guys competing this year. It's just going to be such a huge – it's going to be such a huge competition. So you win a Super Bowl, you got all these weapons on offense, you got all these weapons on defense, and now you get rookies coming in. Now you get undrafted guys coming in, guys from free agency coming in, and they can literally, guys can learn from they can learn from the top guys. The top guys are the guys that won the Super Bowl, the guys that, went in there and did their thing. So it's the best season. In 2016, we had no weapons, so practicing against guys that weren't doing so well wasn't helping them. I mean, it only helps them to a certain extent, but when you get the best players in and you practice against the best players, it only makes everyone else better and the competition a lot better, and it gets crazy. So I'm excited to see where it all goes. I mean, with this roster, and once I figure out how this roster is going to look, I'm kind of going to do probably like a roster breakdown by the time preseason arrives, probably the week before preseason or a few days before the preseason starts. Probably go down the roster, see who's going to be in there, starting, second, third string, kind of go through the whole entire thing, and kind of going through all the battles that are going to be taking place in the preseason this year, or the offseason, with OTAs and minicamp and all that stuff. Before the opener, against the Falcons on Thursday night. So I can't wait to go to that game. Sorry. It's going to be really exciting. And, I expect a shit ton of people to be there. I already know the tickets are supposed to be crazy expensive too. But I'll have my tickets pretty damn early. So when it comes to this preseason, don't expect to see a lot of these starters play. We already know they don't play the whole game, so I mean, we all know that. But there's other stuff that we can look at other than these starters. I want to look at these rookies, these undrafted rookies. I want to look at some of the guys that came in from free agency, see what they can do. I want to see Mike Wallace at least do a few routes, see how he looks, you know, see him in an Eagles uniform for the first time. So I can't wait until Mike Wallace plays. It's probably one of the most exciting things I'm really excited about is Mike Wallace being in this offense with the speed he has. And then seeing this running back group and seeing what the secondary is going to look like, you know, just see like the first play, see the starter, just see what the secondary, what Jim Schwartz has cooking with the secondary, see what that starting lineup is going to be, you know, in the secondary. So, that's all I really got to say, guys. So, yeah, that's it. So I want to kind of cover that and kind of let you guys know what you're really going to expect, going into the preseason. So, that's about it. So I will see you guys later. Shake Squad up, Fly Eagles Fly. Thank you for the support. Peace.